All right, man, peace. So, Hollywood mogul, or I guess at this point, former Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein has been in the eye of the storm due to his alleged sexual conduct with many of the quote unquote starlets in Hollywood. Let's see how they cover this story. Of course, I'm going to chime in.
CBS News has learned Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein made a last-ditch effort to save his career. He sent a letter asking several movie industry executives for support just hours before he was fired from his company.
Fuck all that, Harvey. They have declared the code red on you. You're finished. All right. You can ask for all the help that you want. Right now, you have to read the tea leaves and understand the time that we're in right now. This is not an old boys club anymore. There's no more of the day where, you just grab a bitch by the neck and take her into your hotel room and, somebody else knocks on the door and you say, hey, give me 15 minutes. And then the broad runs out of your room crying and you just say, oh, well, that shit is not going to fly. That shit is not going to fly today. And that's a worst case scenario. Most of these broads were willingly giving up the ass to Harvey Weinstein. They knew where he could put them. A lot of this is contrived. We know that. But, it is what it is. Now, this case is different from the Bill Cosby case, because in the Bill Cosby case, you have a guy who was accused of using drugs to take advantage of many of those females. So this story is different. Do I have any doubt that Harvey Weinstein is a pansexual? Absolutely no doubt about it. But this story is for societal engineering. This is to tell men, all men in Western society, it is no longer okay, really, for you to approach a female at all in any manner other than a business manner unless she gives you the okay first.
Weinstein wrote, quote, I am desperate for your help. The letter was first reported by The Hollywood Reporter's Janice Min and then confirmed by CBS News. A number of celebrities are speaking out, including...
Are you fucking kidding me? Judi Dench? Really? Harvey, you try to hit up Judi Dench? I mean, goddamn, that broad looked like a scrotum.
Kate Winslet, Meryl Streep, and Judi Dench. Jericka Duncan sat down with a journalist who shared her encounter with Weinstein. Jericka, good morning.
Good morning. 10 years ago, Lauren Sivan was a local reporter in Long Island, New York. Sivan met Harvey Weinstein in mixed company at a dinner party. But when he offered her a private tour of his restaurant, she says she was stunned by the encounter.
Well, shit, he offered her a private tour. Part of the tour is that she get to see his private parts.
The details of their first and only meeting are graphic.
When he asked me if I wanted to tour the restaurant or the kitchen, no, there was no apprehension. Should there have been? Yes.
It was 2007, and journalist Lauren Sivan said she got a very friendly vibe from Harvey Weinstein.
Of course, you in the media. He was trying to get you the scoop. He was trying to get you a big scoop.
I didn't get anything that read he was dangerous until we got downstairs.
And what happened?
He tried to kiss me, and I pushed him off politely, and that's when he seemed to get angry or annoyed.
Of course he was mad. He wanted some coochie.
And told me to just stand there and be quiet.
Sivan said...
Harvey's like, don't you know what time it is? It's Harvey time. Pull down your drawers.
Weinstein had her cornered.
He exposed himself, and he basically pleasured himself. And when he finished, I said to him, are we done here? Can I leave? Because he had been blocking the exit.
Yes, this gives a new meaning to the term cock block.
Several actors who were hired by Weinstein have spoken out against him, including Meryl Streep, who said the behavior is inexcusable.
Was it inexcusable before or after you heard about this story, Meryl? Just knock it the fuck off. You already know about this shit. You knew about it a long time ago. All you people knew about it. Once again, it shows you how fake and phony most of this feminist shit is. I guarantee you that if he did indeed do that to the journalist, as she claims that he did, he was very, very accustomed to getting his way. Of course, he is in an elite strata in Hollywood. That's how they get down. Of course, they're going to spend most of their time talking about the females who are allegedly the victims of sexual assault or being sexually disrespected, but they won't spend any time talking about the young men and the little boys that are the victims of sexual assault.
But Weinstein was defended by fashion icon Donna Karan.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing and, what they're asking by just presenting themselves the way they do.
Oh, whew. This woman better watch herself. She was not supposed to say that. She better be very, very careful. Her company, who's this, Donna Karan? Her company may be targeted for termination. Donna Karan, you're not supposed to say that a woman, when she walks down the street with her ass and the titties out, is asking to be ogled. You're not supposed to say that. Okay? Remember, we live in a society where the female is supposed to live above reproach. She's supposed to be able to exist without, quote unquote, being judged. Right? Why are they trying to configure a society like that? Because they know that the woman is an agent of chaos. And if you leave her unchecked, unmoderated, she's going to promote chaos everywhere she goes. That's why you notice the female will say, I dress like this for me. I want to feel sexy for me, not for anybody else. Well, bitch, are you going to marry yourself? Are you going home to pop yourself? No, a lot of them are, because most of them can't get a man or keep a man. But let's be for real. You're dressing in that way to attract as much attention as you possibly can. That's how you know that it is a psychosis that many of these modern day females have. This woman was not supposed to say what she said. Let me rewind it.
What are they?
Defended by fashion icon Donna Karan.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing and, what they're asking by just presenting themselves the way they do.
Thank you, ma'am. I wonder what type of household she was raised in. She clearly was raised in a household where her mother told her that people are going to perceive you based on how you depict yourself. That's common sense and common knowledge, but knowledge is not common to most Western liberal females. It's very, very common knowledge that how you dress is going to determine how you're perceived, right? When you go to war, right, you wear a uniform for battle. When you go to the workplace, you wear a uniform for work, whether it be a three-piece suit or a tie, your workplace uniform, right? Because you must dress according to your environment. That's what you have in a civilized society. There are structural mores that are set up so that, people can be part of that civilization. There's a reason why females were told to dress how they were told to dress all the way up really until about the 1900s, early 1900s, because the woman was viewed as a very, very precious commodity. So to desexualize her so that she could be taken more seriously on a spiritual level, she had to dress a certain way. When a woman does not dress a certain way, then yes, she's going to be objectified and sexualized. What the female has done is she's bought into the propaganda that men are objectifying and sexualizing women. How could that be the case when the woman has controlled how she's dressed and therefore how she's perceived for the last 60 years? So once again, it's just an attempt by the liberal woman, the modern day woman, to do what they're good at, which is to project their psychoses on other people. They objectify themselves. So therefore, you men are objectifying me. No, that's not how it works. But once again, this woman was not supposed to say what she just said. So obviously she is going to have to take those statements back.
What are they asking for? Trouble.
Karan apologized.
Wow, she said, what are they asking for? Trouble. You cannot say that to the average modern female today. This is why, once again, I'm an advocate of not even speaking to them unless that's the woman that you're with or a female in your family. Ignore most of these modern day females. You watch how quickly they start to seek out a reason as to why you're not speaking to them. That's the problem. A lot of these females are getting too much attention. Cats are giving these females way too much attention. All right? And attention is like any other drug. Most of the time it's not good for you. And most of these people are overdosing on it. All right? You cats talk to these random females way too much. Okay? If it's not a female that you're dealing with, keep it as professional as possible, particularly in the workplace.
Apologized yesterday, saying my statements.
Let me rewind it one more time.
Weinstein was defended by fashion icon Donna Karan.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing. And
look at the black female right behind her. Some black chick with a piercing right through her top lip. Like I told you, brothers, these females with these wild body piercings. What is that? What type of energy is that projecting? You're a hoe. That's what it's projecting. They don't care. They want to be projected as, or they want to project themselves as being sexually liberated until the energy that they receive is too much for them to handle. Then all of a sudden they go into victim mode. Okay? Once again, most of these females, these modern day females, are teeter-tottering on insanity. Most of them are not all there upstairs. Okay? Highly scrutinize the females that you're around.
What they're asking by just presenting themselves the way they do. What are they asking for?
Donna Karan said, hey, look, they're basically asking to get some dick. I mean, let's be for real. When you see most of these females walking down the street on a Friday night or Saturday night, what is it that they're asking for based on their attire? I'm just asking to have a good time. Very strange and perverse world that we live in. Not making any excuses for Harvey Weinstein. I'm sure that he is a sexual degenerate. He's a mogul out there in Hollywood. I'm sure that not only is he used to getting his way with most of these females in Hollywood are sexual degenerates as well. I'm sure that him pushing himself on many of these females is only the tip of the iceberg in regards to his sexual conduct.
Trouble.
Karan apologized yesterday, saying my statements were taken out of context and do not represent how I feel. I am truly sorry to anyone that I offended.
Bullshit, Donna. I love what you said. I'm going to wind it back one more time.
Behavior is inexcusable, but Weinstein was defended by fashion icon Donna Karan.
Speak that shit, Donna. I love it.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today, and how women are dressing and, what they're asking by just presenting themselves the way they do. What are they asking for? Trouble.
Look, man, I mean, that pretty much encapsulates it for me.
Karan apologized yesterday.
And you brothers out there who encourage your woman to dress like a damn hoe, you should be ashamed of yourself too. Okay? You should be ashamed of yourself as well. The woman is supposed to dress in proper attire. There's a reason why you're female. When I say that, I'm speaking to you brothers. Why the so-called black woman is looked at as the easiest piece of meat on the market. There's a reason for that. Most men of other races know that all they have to do is flirt with the so-called black woman and they can get her into bed. Okay? The liberal black woman. They know that.
Saying my statements were taken out of context and do not represent how I feel. I am truly sorry to anyone that I offended.
Well, I'm not one of them that you offended. I love what you said. So fuck it. All right? I love what you said. It's correct. If I was to walk down the street with a red bandana hanging out my pocket, why would I get upset if somebody assumed that I was a member of a gang? Right? How could you get upset by that? So, I mean, if you walk down the street and you dress like a hoe, then, that's how people are going to perceive you. Right? You have to deal with the repercussions of how you depict yourself.
Savon told us some have been critical of her for not speaking out sooner.
I don't like that idea of blaming the victim. Like, blame him. Blame the people that enabled him.
Yeah, you're one of them that enabled him. All right? You were one of them. Okay? And that's your version. That, he stood there and blocked the door and, pulled out his Vienna sausage and started, started doing his little beef jerky thing. You one of them that enabled him when you didn't say anything. Right? Like I said before, a lot of these females, if a man whoop your ass the first time, it's his fault. Every time after that is your fault because you stayed around. Okay? Even though that was the first time that was done, she should have filed a report. She wasn't a nobody. She was somebody who was in the media world. She was probably in shock that happened. If that is actually what occurred, going by her version of events.
George Clooney told the Daily Beast Weinstein's behavior is indefensible. He said, "This is the moment to start scaring people like this into not acting this way anymore."
Oh man, please, you know about all this shit with your undercover gay ass. Allegedly, you know what this man was doing. Man might be one of your former boyfriends. Who the hell knows? Allegedly.
More. CBS News has repeatedly reached out to Harvey Weinstein and the Weinstein Company for comment, but we have not heard back.
Harvey ain't got no time to answer the phone right now. He too busy getting some pussy.
Nora?
All right, Jerika, thank you so much.
All right, so now the former Miramax starlets, Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow, are now alleging that something may have happened between them and Harvey Weinstein. Let's see what they have to say.
More women are speaking out about alleged sexual harassment by Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein. The latest bombshell allegations in the New York Times come from stars like Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie.
Now, Gwyneth Paltrow is claiming that Bob Weinstein also, quote unquote, harassed her. Is that true or not? What I do know is that Gwyneth Paltrow was heavily involved in Miramax in the late 90s. She was in a film that won an Academy Award with them called Shakespeare in Love. So did that have anything to do with her getting the Oscar that year? I mean, look, man, y'all got to understand something. When you see most of these people who get Oscars or Oscar nominated or things of that nature, most of the time it's because they done sucked the right person off. Somewhere up the line, that's what they did. Okay? Nothing against Gwyneth Paltrow, but there ain't one performance that she's ever had in her career where people said, oh, wow, she acted her ass off.
As well as other actresses.
Paltrow has told the Times she was harassed by Weinstein when she was 22 years old.
Okay, at least back then you was young and sexy. I mean, shit, at least he got you at the right time. He grabbed your ass while it was still hard. You know, you can't grab that shit now. It's like a damn grocery bag now.
Oh, she says that he suggested they go to a hotel bedroom for massages. Paltrow.
Okay, maybe his back was a little tense. I mean, shit, I haven't heard nothing too bad yet.
Paltrow later told Brad Pitt, who was her boyfriend at the time, who then confronted Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, because Brad Pitt wanted to be the one to give him the massage. That's why. All right.
In an email to the Times, Jolie said Weinstein made unwanted advances in a hotel room, and she, quote, chose never to work with Harvey again and warned others when they did.
Oh, please. If you turn down Harvey Weinstein, that's the only man in Hollywood that your ass turned down. Get the fuck out of here. Angelina Jolie. Please, man. That bro, she done seen more dicks than a damn urologist.
Weinstein was fired Sunday by his company. 4 of 9 board members resigned as a result of the original revelations. New York Times correspondent Jodi Cantor is his...
For all those board members to resign, all that tells me is that this was a coordinated takedown. Hollywood called the code red on Harvey Weinstein for whatever reason. Like I said, most likely to engage in some form of social engineering on society in regards to the quote-unquote treatment of these females out here, what they call women. But these creatures out here in America and in Western society, they're really not women per se. Most of them are females. All right, you have some good women out here, but they're few and far between because of how they've been mentally and socially engineered.
Cantor is a CBS News contributor. She co-authored the article that broke this story. Jodi, good morning.
Good morning.
This has been incredible.
Now, this chick looks like the normal angry feminist, hurting in the face and just looking for revenge and attention some type of way.
Reporting. Tell me about how you got Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie to reveal this abuse from a while ago.
They wanted to come forward in the wake of the first story we broke. They wanted to support other women. Gwyneth said to me, we need to send a message. This kind of behavior towards women ends now.
Now, there are also reports in other places about things that go beyond simply harassment and threatening sexual violence.
Look, Gwyneth Paltrow talking about this, this treatment towards women ends now. You held this shit in for over 20 years. All right? Just knock it the fuck off. You know how Hollywood has been ran. And for those of you who don't know, Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie, as a matter of fact, they both come from, Hollywood blue blood. they both have parents who were firmly grafted into Hollywood. Angelina Jolie, I'm not even going to go there, but she has a lot of mental and psychological issues, multiple personality disorder. I have no doubt that she was raised up in the programming. She was involved in a lot of cutting of herself and things of that nature. If you remember, she was also in a relationship with the handler, Billy Bob Thornton. So, Harvey Weinstein, these top producers and moguls, they know that most of these chicks are nothing but, basically sex slaves who pretend in front of cameras. That's all most of them are. Am I excusing his behavior? No, but there's very little doubt in my mind that this is a coordinated thing that's being executed to push more of the victimization mentality amongst these modern liberal females. This is why I said, look, the solution is just to really just start to ignore these broads. Unless you're dealing with them, you're in a quote unquote relationship with one, or it's a woman in your family, just ignore them. Watch how quick they start to change their tune. A lot of guys out here giving these broads way too much attention.
Is this just the tip of the iceberg we're seeing? Is there some sense that there are a lot of other things coming out in this story?
We are in the process of understanding the scope and the span of what appears to have happened here. And I think that in terms of the really serious allegations that you're discussing, and also in terms of Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie coming forward, I think we're all asking the question of, let's look at 30 years of movie history here. What were we really watching on?
You're watching a movie. That's what you was watching. In regards to what's been going on the last 30 years in regards to Harvey Weinstein, it's the same thing that's been going on with every other Hollywood mogul. You got to fuck to get on camera. That's basically how the ritual's always been. That's what it's been going back to the early 1900s. You can get a book called Hollywood Babylon. It tells you about all the freakism that's been going on in Hollywood all the way back from the early 1900s, man. Hollywood wasn't set up to be a chaste environment. Like I stated previously, the god of Hollywood is Bacchus. Bacchus is the god of the theater, right? He also happens to be the god of revelry and orgies. This is why they have those freak parties in Hollywood. Come on. If I was Harvey Weinstein, I'd be like Nino Brown. I'd be like, look, if I'm going down, I'm taking all these motherfuckers with me.
On screen, what were we really watching at the Oscars, and what kind of behavior was it covering up?
From the very first time you were at the table with the story, and we asked you at the very end, is there more to come? And you said, we'll see. Well, we are certainly now seeing a lot, Judi Dench. One other thing that stands out is
Judi Dench just mad as hell because she looked like a damn vulture.
That is the board members who, paraphrasing now, they said they're shocked and appalled and they had no idea about this type of behavior.
Oh, please. They wasn't shocked about shit. They was mad that Harvey was getting all that pussy and they wasn't invited. They was like, God damn, Harvey, you fucking all these broads. You ain't call me in? I wanted some action.
Here. And then based on your reporting, we're hearing it's an open secret. What do you make of the board's comment about that?
I will tell you a story about the Weinstein Company. So in 2015, Lauren O'Connor, a junior executive, writes a stem winder of a memo about sexual harassment. She basically becomes an internal whistleblower. She authors this very long report, very well documented, a lot of dates, a lot of names. She describes very disturbing incidents, including a colleague being forced to give Harvey Weinstein a massage when he was naked in a hotel room. And
look, Harvey clearly has a lot of issues with his back. All right, that's obvious. He just little relaxation.
And she sends it off to executives at the company.
Board members?
And well, the question becomes, what is going to happen to address this? So the board does get a notification that there is a complaint against Harvey, and they're told, come into the office, this is serious, come take a look at it. Mm-hmm. And then they're told right afterwards, oh, the complaint has been withdrawn. Now, what really happened is that powerful lawyers stepped in, and Lauren O'Connor took a settlement, meaning she took compensation for what happened to her.
Of course. I mean, that is the paradigm for any form of controversy amongst affluent people. That is how they avoid any type of litigation. That's why they say money talks.
To her and what she was documenting, but then she agreed to stay silent on the matter. So should those board members have pursued things further at that point?
And who are the board members? The board members are who?
So first of all, this is an all-male board.
Yeah.
And these were mostly people who were very close to Harvey Weinstein.
In fact, the board is saying that this was a utter surprise, is the exact word they're using.
Of course it wasn't a surprise. They was involved with it also. Just like I'm sure that you've been involved in, sucking some rods to get on TV also, Miss Nora O'Donnell.
The idea
Allegedly.
that this was an utter surprise. Let me just show a clip from the Oscars and Seth MacFarlane joking about that. These are the nominations. Let's listen.
Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
That joke and the laughter afterwards. And the thing I want to make clear is that was in early 2013. Some of the abuses, the allegations of abuses that we chronicled took place in 2014 and 2015. So,
well, I'm pretty sure that they did. I mean, we know Harvey was fucking something in the last 3 years. We know he wasn't just chilling since 2013. He was busting some nuts. So I'm sure that he was harassing some broads.
Here people are laughing about it in public, and then the behavior appears to have been going on afterwards.
Yeah, but what do we know about Harvey and his lawyers in terms of what they're doing in response to all this?
Look, there's not much that Harvey Weinstein can do. In all seriousness, like I've stated, they've declared the code red on him. He's going to be a sacrificial lamb. They are going to remove him, period. He's going to be the sacrificial lamb to move forward into the next phase of social, quote-unquote, social progression. And that is going deeper into the veneration of the woman. Let me specify, am I co-signing any form of sexual disrespect of women? Absolutely not. Okay? Even though I make little jokes, it is very clear that Harvey Weinstein has a psychological disorder. But also at the same time, most of these women in Hollywood are whores. All right? $2 whores at that, who will do anything to get on camera. So, am I casting them as victims? The majority of them, no, I am not. It is what it is. And as Donna Karen said, most of these females in Western society, Western civilization, have the mindset of whores. They dress like whores, they think like whores, and that's how they conduct themselves, the majority of them. All right? Is it necessarily their fault? No, it's the society and the culture that they're being raised up in. To make a long story short, is basically a big shit show.
There was a report last night, that Harvey Weinstein was at some sex addiction clinic.
No, you got it right the first time. He was at a sex addiction. He was trying to get, he was trying to add on to his numbers. Harvey, he's probably fucking a damn sex counselor over there.
In Europe.
Well, their response to us on the story we published yesterday about the casting couch was very minimal. They basically denied any non-consensual sex, and they said, we don't want to talk about it anymore. He's not going to be taking any more questions. He's going to be spending time with his family.
Is the brother, do you think, leading the charge against him? Or stories about that?
I think that, my impression based on the reporting is that Bob Weinstein is trying to save their company.
That's all he's trying to do. He has to come on TV and make a big show of it. Oh, Harvey's a degenerate. We all hate Harvey. Harvey's been sick for a long time. Behind the scenes, he's on the phone with Harvey. He said, look, Harvey, we know you like to do your thing. I like to do my thing, too. They've already agreed they're not going to talk about the little boys, allegedly. They're just going to keep it to the women. A lot of these women are coming out of the woodwork for whatever reason. Let's just wait for this to blow over. We'll rename the company, and we'll be back in 5 years.
They're giving it a different name. They're trying to maintain.
Bingo. That's how all corporations operate, by the way. All right. Many of these corporations go under, and they come back under different names. For example, the Nazi chemical company IG Farben, it went down. It came back under another name. I believe it was known as Hoist AG, and then it became known as a couple of other names after that.
These deals they have with other powerful companies. All right, Judi Dench, been incredible reporting by you and your colleagues at the New York Times. Thank you for being there. Thank you.
It sounds like there's more to come from you, Judi Dench.
Oh, believe me, when it comes to Harvey Weinstein, there's always more to come. Okay, with a C-U-M.
Thank you very much. Michigan judge ordered.
But anyway, I'm going to end it here at part 1. Peace.